perfume and ether stack when I happen upon a really great combination. I like to try and find new combos that really work well together. So the first, I don't think I've reviewed this before. So this is attar Gilli, or known as Gilli Mitti in some cases. It's a very common DNA in the Indian circles. And this is from the great house of M.K. Ramnarain. The label is fallen apart, but you can see that it's from the great house of M.L. Ramnarain. You can tell by that cap. Anywho, the scent profile of this is quite interesting. It is a scent profile, like I said, is widely used. You might be familiar with a perfume in the artisanal realm by a Gilli Mitti named Mitti, I think it's called. It's the same DNA from what I remember. And in the perfumery space, it's usually like, it's not something that folks like to buy as a perfume, more like an artistic piece, because even you can tell by this profile. I'll tell you why. Okay, so this is the beautiful oil, yellow oil, and the oil is quite it's just like this. It's not very dark or anything like that. You can barely, I guess you can barely see the swipes. Okay, anywho, the point is the smell of this is very interesting, right? It is like an art piece by itself. So it's like when on a very hot day, after when it rains, the rain hits the hot cement, and that smell that you get immediately as it hits the hot gravel or the hot cement. If you've lived in a Southeast Asian country, or perhaps even a Middle Eastern country where it's been very hot, or anywhere else for that matter where it's very hot and where there's a lot of when I say hot, like extremely hot, when it rains, after it's very hot, you'll get that's beautiful smell of the gravel hitting the rain hitting the gravel. That's the smell that this gives. This is a tola of that. It's amazing, but it's amazing as a layering piece. Personally, I don't wear this as a primary smell. I'm not about that. But I've been thinking about how to actually use this, if at all. And this is the one thing. So it's been raining here as well. It's been the monsoon sort of season here in Sydney. And I layer that with this Lamasat oud. I may have reviewed this on the channel before. You can see I've put a massive dent in this. This is from, if you're not sure what this is about, Borouge's most premium line, or the Dumont's most premium line, is Borouge. Dumont, the company that gives you Nitro and those other very synthetic smelling series that are of the lowest rung and that are more popular. This series has some amazing ones. This is the only one I have a full bottle of, but there are other ones like Perlador as well, which, if I remember correctly, is an amazing schmoop of Carlisle by PDM. Right? I think I've reviewed that somewhere on the channel, so take a look at that review if you want. But anyway, this is a inspo of Tom. It's an inspo of Tom Ford's Oud Wood, which is called carved oud. Right? Carved oud is a very similar profile to oud wood, except it's slightly stronger, slightly smoother. It removes that slightly abrasive opening and has that beautiful cardamom and beautiful cardamom and woody sort of smell. Oh yeah, this is macerated for a minute. Oh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, so I've always loved this DNA. I've loved the other great version of Tom Ford's DNA is, I guess, by what is the company again? Mason Alhambra. I think it's called Dark Oud. It used to be called Woody Oud, but they changed that. That is also amazing, but that's more closer to Tom Ford's Oud. This is closer to Tameen's carved oud. Really beautiful cardamom, woody, just amazing dry down. And when you couple with that slightly sweet rain hitting the cement smell, especially when it's in the monsoon, this really, really is amazing. And I reckon that this is best used when it is raining, to remind yourself of that rain as well, because here in Australia especially, you don't really feel that rain hitting the gravel smell, especially where I live. So it's nice to remind you of home a little bit, if you're from like the Southeast Asia or the Middle East or anywhere else where you get that feeling. So yeah, the really great combo. I obviously layer many more things on top of this as well, but this is what I realize is really good. Oh, and performance wise, this lasts quite long, even after, like, for many hours. This was on my skin, which was a bit surprising. This, as usual with this DNA, there's something about this DNA, whether it's the OG, whether it's carved or oud, that really has carved oud, the OG of this, actually has oud in it. A fleeting note of oud somewhere in the top or middle, but it does have oud. This has no oud, but it has the rest of the profile down pat. I know so because I have a sample of the OG of this carved oud. It's really good as well. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on it because this does way enough of a job. And if I wanted oud, I just take the genuine oud oil and then swipe it a few times here and there. I don't need it to be in this DNA, if that makes sense. That's how you can be smart and save yourself some as well. Try this combo. Let me know. And look, if you don't want to, this is probably the most expensive version, I want to say, of this attar roti, because MK Ramnarain, his stuff is never cheap in terms of attars, but this Gilli Mitti is done by nearly all the Indian attar houses. I want to say sometimes it's called Mitti, sometimes it's called Gilli Mitti. Take a try and see, probably a sample from somewhere, whether they give sample. Let me know what you think of this DNA. Let me know if you actually sport this as a primary smell, or whether you just layer it like me, and what you layer